WDTN, the station that's working for you. This is 2 News Now.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome in. Can you believe it? Do you know what today is? We've made it. It's New Year's Eve. Today is finally December 31st. Congratulate yourself for being here. This is truly a feat. Consider yourself blessed and highly favored to experience the final day of the year. I am your host this morning. I'm Alexis Bellamy, joined by 2 News anchor. Oh, I was about to call you Leah Jeffries. Lee, good morning and welcome back.
Good morning. Thank you. I know I'm back already. But
You are. See, and I was getting ready to call you. I'm so sorry about that. Lee, how do you feel? We're both in black. I feel like this is like, I wanted to do something like, bright, but I don't know. Just black just felt suitable for today.
Something sparkly for the new year.
Yeah. So, I like that. So we are looking ahead to the new year. So excited for that. But before we can talk about what's happening, we want to know what we are up against tonight to bring in that year. If we were in, I guess, if Dayton had a ball drop, Jamie, would we want to be outside to experience that such thing?
I mean, it's not going to be terribly cold.
Okay.
It is going to snow.
Okay.
So it'll kind of maybe feel festive, but you're just going to need to be careful out on the roads.
Right. As always, though.
Yes,
all things.
absolutely. We had some snow last night into this morning, and so we started off the day a little bit snowy. You can see some of it has melted, though, on our shot from Trotwood here. Temperatures are pretty close to 30 degrees at this hour, so we're already beginning to see some of that snow kind of shrink away. It's breezy and cloudy. You can see the flag blowing in the wind and overcast conditions. That's something we'll be dealing with most of the day. But we are back to dry conditions on live Doppler 2 HD radars. We don't have to worry about any additional precipitation for the daylight hours today. It's not until really going into the evening that we'll see the potential for more snow. Right now it is 31 in Dayton and Springboro. It's 30 in Wapakoneta, Troy, Urbana, and Springfield, and still 29 up around Minster and Union City. And when you factor in the brisk west wind, it feels a bit colder, feeling like the teens in Dayton and Springfield, 18, 19 degree wind chills there. And then less of a wind chill in Versailles and at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, feeling like the low to mid-20s. So lots of clouds today. There may be a few thin spots where the sun tries to get through. We'll have a high right around 33 degrees. And then as we head into the evening hours, really past 5 p.m., we'll start to see that snow chance. We're going to take a look at how much snow we're expecting and when it all comes to an end, coming up in your forecast.
See, now, Jamie, I jumped, a little far ahead to looking ahead to the ball drop, but we have another big event happening tonight that we're excited for. We're looking forward to the Cotton Bowl, and I saw that because I'm looking around 7 o'clock because I know the game starts around 7:30, so I guess they're going to be kind of chilly out there, more than likely.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Oof, we're going to look ahead to that. Thanks, Jamie. All right, moving along to our top stories for this morning. Like we just said, it's not just New Year's Eve or New Year's Day that we're looking forward to happening tonight. We're also looking ahead to the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes are looking for that chance to defend their national championship, you guys. The Cotton Bowl kicks off at 7:30. Buckeye fans flocked, and I mean flocked, to the John Glenn International Airport in Columbus to make that journey to Dallas to watch them in the Cotton Bowl tonight. The airport says around 1,700 passengers are going to be returning from Dallas on Thursday. So that's really something that people are going to be interested in seeing on the roads. Now, we do have a preview of their Cotton Bowl matchup with the Miami Hurricanes ahead with sports director Joey DiBardino with more on what we need to know before the game kicks off. Lee.
Yes, and then in addition to the game, also tonight, we have New Year's Eve celebrations. Those are going to be happening all across the Miami Valley. If you plan on joining in on the fun, you need to make sure that you're staying safe. And if you plan on drinking, you have to do so with caution. Because according to the CDC, excessive alcohol is just, it really just happens right now. And it's the leading preventable cause of death. The CDC also reports that drug and alcohol-related deaths are most dangerous in December and January. I did not know that. Don't forget the Montgomery County Prosecutors Arrive Safe program. It's going to be active tonight. You just have to scan that QR code for a free $20 Uber voucher for any ride to or from Montgomery County. And the code's going to be posted at Dayton bars and restaurants. And you can also find it at our website, WDTN.com.
And in other top stories, a woman facing murder charges skipped her court appearance on Tuesday. Martika Taylor failure to appear warrant currently stands, and the bond on that warrant, listen to this, is set at a whopping $1 million. 36-year-old Martika Taylor was due in court on Tuesday facing charges of murder felonious assault, and a firearm charge. Taylor is accused of shooting and killing 55-year-old Sean Irving. Irving was found dead inside of a car on West Fairview Avenue in Dayton back in July. Now, Taylor is wanted, and her bond is set at $1 million. That is really something.
And then a sixth motorcycle club member has been charged in connection to violent crimes and has pleaded guilty. Brent Eggleston, also known as Be Easy, now awaits sentencing after agreeing to a plea deal. He served as the Dayton president for the Thug Riders Club. Federal court records show Eggleston pled guilty to commission of a violent crime in aid of racketeering. 14 total members are charged in this RICO case, and as we mentioned, 6 have pled guilty and 2 have already received their sentence. 7 were charged with racketeering conspiracy, 5 were charged with attempted assault, and 3 were charged with assault resulting in a serious bodily injury. A few of the alleged crimes include shooting more than 190 rounds into a rival gang clubhouse in Kentucky, blowing up a former member's car, and felonious assaults at Dayton bars.
Well, fewer students will be enrolling in Ohio kindergarten programs next year, and that's due to a new law standardizing enrollment. A bill signed earlier this month requires that students be 5 years old by the first day of school, so there is a change there. 4-year-olds were previously allowed to enroll in kindergarten as long as they would turn 5 early in the school year. The bill sponsor says the uniformity will actually end up helping students. The change could also lead to a decrease in funding that districts get from the state. So that is something people need to know going into that new year. Now, speaking of heading into that new year, it's time to turn for a look at our React to That question for this morning, which is perfect for today. What is your favorite memory from 2025? Lee, what is yours? What do you have?
I think mine has to be graduation. Yeah, it was just a special time in my life. It was
Oh
a
my
good moment.
gosh.
Graduating. Yeah.
Okay, tell us where.
From UNC.
Okay,
North Carolina.
okay.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick one, I actually went to Nigeria to visit my best friend this year, and that was like the best time of my life.
That's awesome.
It was amazing. So
Jealous.
that is my memory. I was there for a week. I wish I could have stayed for a whole month.
Okay.
I had to come here and be with you guys. So I'm so happy about that. But you guys, share your memories. Share what was the best part from 2025 for you. We want to learn about it. So while you guys are getting your memories and your thoughts together, we're going to look ahead today. Today was Dayton Mayor Jeffrey Mims Jr. final commission meeting, you guys. That new mayor-elect, we know, Shanice Turner-Sloss, will be sworn in next year. But before that happens, we're going to hear from Julian Jackson. 2 News reporter Julian Jackson is at the City Hall today. He actually spoke with Mims about what his final time in office has meant to him over these past few years. Julian, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Alexis. Good morning, Lee. So we are, in a transition period for the people who live in the city of Dayton. And what we're looking at now is, this man has served almost his entire life.
Yeah.
Not born in Dayton, Ohio, but I think just a few short weeks, maybe 8 weeks. I think at 2 months is when he moved here. And so he grew up here. And really, he's talked about just being a public servant and a civil servant his entire life, from the time that he was teaching with Dayton Public Schools, the time that he was coaching, just so many accomplishments under his belt. And he's left nothing on the table.
And that's what I was going to ask you, Julian, is there anything, I guess, that he wishes maybe he could have done differently? He could have attacked differently as far as issues or things happening in the city?
He mentioned, when I asked him about that, he did mention that there were several things that, people may come to ask. They may show up to the podium and register to speak at city commission meetings. And they want to know, why isn't this changing? Why isn't that changing? And a lot of those wheels were already in motion. And some of them, in motion, he put in motion himself. Some of it was before his time. But these things do take time. Nothing is overnight. Even here in the Gem City, the size of our city, just the growth. You look at what they've done, the city as a whole, and it's all about being a part of a team. That was another thing that he really, really nailed down when I was talking to him was, you can always be a part of a team, but when you're asked and elected to be that leader, you've got to bring something else to the table. Right. You have to handle things differently. And so that is a challenge that he accepted and was willing to move forward with. However, now it's Mayor-elect Shanice Turner-Sloss's time.
Yes. And then do you know when that new mayor-elect will be sworn in?
So I'm waiting for confirmation. I've reached out to Shanice Turner-Sloss campaign managers. to check to see exactly what date. Now, what I can tell you is that city commissioners will be sworn in on January 5th. So that is next week, and that is going to take place at the Kroc Center. And just a reminder for everyone, all city offices will be closed tomorrow for the holiday.
So, Julian, does Mims have any words of wisdom for the new mayor? I mean, this is really a huge office to hold, and I'm sure he has plenty of experience and knowledge of fountain of wealth to pass down to her. So, what does he want to share with her?
I would say, from what he told me, and I'm still delving through and getting through and reviewing some of the interview at this time, but I will say that he realizes that having worked with her over the past years, with her on the commission, right, that this is a team effort, and it's not just what you do with your team, but you have to go out there and set a tone as the leader.
That's right.
And so, there was nothing that he specifically noted, but in his answer, there were several things that just talked about when you're set to be that person, people are going to come to you. They're going to ask you certain things. They may ask you things that you could refer them to a website for, but you still have to field those questions. And so possibly you handle things differently. We're yet to see how Mayor-elect Turner Sloss is going to handle some things when she has to deal with them. But I do believe she will hit the ground running, and we'll just have to wait to see. Hopefully that'll be on January 5th.
For sure. Thank you so much, Julian. We'll look for more from you on this at First at 4. All right, looking ahead now, the Humane Society of Greater Dayton is sharing some really good news today. They are closing out 2025 with a record-breaking year of adoptions, you guys. 2,910 animals have been adopted this year, shattering the previous record of 2,491, and that was back in 2024. That's an increase of 16.8% in animals finding their forever homes. The Humane Society says they have been more intentional this year by accepting more stray animals, owner surrenders, partnering with more shelters, and of course, expanding its foster program. They continue to encourage the community to continue the momentum by adopting, fostering, or even volunteering. Guys, the pups need our help. Go get you a fur baby. All righty, we are going to take a quick break now. It is 11:12. On the other side of the break, we're hearing from two sports director Joey DiBerardino about the Cotton Bowl, everything we need to know before we hit the field. We'll be right back.
2 News Now, brought to you by Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, I'm Dan, the owner of Universal Windows Direct of Dayton. This is Bowie. He's been sniffing out the coolest winter deals for you. For a limited time, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Get $250 off for patio doors and entry doors, $1,500 off for roofing, and $2,000 off for siding. Plus this week, 24 months interest-free financing for all products. Keep the cold out and the savings in. Give us a call now.
Universal Windows Direct.
Thanks for rejoining us, everyone. We're back with that countdown to the 2026 Winter Olympics. Keeping it going today, we have just 37 days until that torch is lit, kicking off the ultimate sporting event. The days are just flying on by. Next year's games are known as the Milano Cortina 2026 and will take place in northern Italy. That's from February 6th to February 22nd. The Paralympic Games, of course, are up next, and that's from March 6th to March 15th, 2026, featuring events all throughout Milan and the mountain resort of Cortina. And of course, just a reminder, when the games finally do arrive, you know exactly where to go to watch them. You can find them right here on WDTN. All right, turning now for a look at weather. Some weather news for us, Lee.
Yes, so apparently 2025 was officially one of the 3 hottest years on record. The analysis from World Weather Attribution researchers reports that in 2025, 157 extreme weather events were recorded. That includes events that cause more than 100 deaths, affect half of an area's population, or warrants a state of emergency declaration. Scientists and analysts are concluding that Earth's warming will exceed the previously set threshold of 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit, while others say reversing the trend remains possible.
Okay, so we're going from talking about the hottest time of the year to now flipping and literally just adjusting our minds, expectations, and our hearts for the cold and the snow. But not too cold, you said, Jamie.
No, it's actually warmer than it was, the past few days. So we've actually come up right around 30, 31 degrees right now. So not too bad comparatively. It's all relative. But the clouds are going to persist. So it does look like kind of a gray day ahead. It's going to be a breezy, cold one, and temperatures are not going to climb much higher than we are right now. So 33, 34, that's pretty much it for a high today. And then we turn to the potential for snow arriving as we head into the evening and the first half of the night. It is breezy as well. We have a brisk west wind in Dayton coming in at 17 miles per hour, similar in Lima, 13 in Muncie, 13 down towards Cincinnati. And these winds are going to stay up a bit today, so that's going to keep a wind chill going. It's going to feel like the lower 20s, even as we hit a high in the lower 30s. It just feels about 10 degrees cooler. And then in the evening, if you're heading out to do any celebrating, those wind chills are coming down into the teens. So getting kind of frigid there. We are awaiting the arrival of this cold front to the north. That's going to be dropping down this evening, and that will bring in the snow showers. You can see the clouds are pretty extensive, but the snow is pretty much confined close to that frontal boundary. So we'll have to wait till that gets here. But once it does, we are expecting an inch or less of snow accumulation, enough to make the road slick at times. So keep that in mind to and from your celebrations. And if you're up in Logan or Champaign County around Bellefontaine, Urbana, there is the potential for slightly higher totals there, maybe inch and a half. So that may make things even more slippery on some of those area roadways. For the New Year's Eve celebration, right around midnight, temperatures will be just dropping into the upper 20s. Some spots will be dealing with falling snow. And then as we head into the overnight period, we're actually going to drop down into the upper teens. So early in the night, temperatures stay up, but once that front comes through, we'll bottom out near 18 in Dayton, Springboro. Some of those northern counties drop into the lower teens, close to 10 degrees. Future Track shows lots of clouds around today, and then you can see approaching 5 o'clock, that snow to the north will drop down, and right around midnight, we'll have a band of snow coming through. Then that moves out for New Year's Day. So we're back to dry conditions. We'll see clouds mixing with a little bit of sun, and it's just going to be a lot colder tomorrow. So your forecast today, up near 33, mostly cloudy, breezy, snow towards evening, and then snow will continue overnight. Accumulation an inch or less will drop to 18 for the low. Tomorrow up to 27, partly sunny, a cold start to the new year, but it won't be as windy. And then Friday, the sun comes back, and we are looking at a dry weekend ahead with highs in the 30s. Next week, as we're heading back to school and work, we're going to have highs in the 40s Monday and Tuesday. So at least going into the first full week of the new year, and we're trying to get back into a routine, it's going to feel pretty nice.
Okay, something to look forward to, one. And two, not bad weather, I guess, for a watch party tonight for them folks in Texas.
Right, yeah. I mean, maybe the snow makes it look festive out the window.
Yeah, I think it will for me, so I'll accept it this time. Thanks, Jamie.
Okay.
All right, over in Trotwood, 1,000 coats and 1,000 pairs of shoes were given to kids in need on Tuesday. Chosen Outreach Ministries and Operation Warm partnered together for the distribution, which was held at the Trotwood Library until just early last night. 3 coats and shoes are for Trotwood. The coats and shoes are for Trotwood students in specific zip codes, and it's all first come, first serve with registration. The local drive organizer says the need is great in the communities for things like this. And anyone who missed this drive can reach out to Chosen Outreach Ministries and just ask for Jackie.
A freshman from Miamisburg High School is preparing to hit the national stage right now. Stephen Aylward is in California rehearsing for the 2026 Rose Bowl Parade. The young musician rehearsed this weekend and is back at it this week. Stephen has gotten to meet a high school band from Japan, visit the House of Blues, and he also met the president of the Rose Parade. Stephen's father is also there as the director of the Miamisburg Marching Band, and both will be in the parade Thursday morning, which is happening New Year's Day and will be broadcast on Channel 2.
Perfect. Thank you, Lee. And like we've been saying, we're so excited looking ahead to tonight, of course, to the ball drop. Before we get there, we're turning our attention to the field. Big game tonight before the ball drops. We're talking the Cotton Bowl. Things kick off at 7:30 tonight. To tell us a little bit more about what we need to prepare ourselves for is 2 Sports Director Joey DiBerardino. Joey, good morning.
Hey, Alexis, Lee. Good. How are you guys doing?
Good. Thank you so much for being here. So we know the Buckeyes are going for back-to-back titles tonight. What do you think that we are going to see on the field? What can we get ready for?
Yeah. So tonight begins, the start of trying to get back to that national championship to try to repeat. But you see it from last year. They were in the Cotton Bowl last year. Then it was the semifinal in the college football playoffs. So this year it's the Cotton Bowl quarterfinal. So the Buckeyes did enough this season. They went 12-1 to earn that first round bye. So this is their first game of the postseason in the college football playoffs, and they're taking on number 10 seed Miami. They're the 2 seed. They were the number 1 seed going in to the Big Ten championship, but as many of you know, the Buckeyes lost 13-10 to Indiana in the Big Ten championship game, so they lost their number 1 spot. But they still got the bye as the number 2 seed. So now a really good opportunity to see a talented Miami team, but the Buckeyes are favored by 9.5 points. So their mood this week has been very businesslike, wanting to get in and get out of Texas as quickly as possible, move on to that Final Four semifinal, so they can try to get back to that national championship game and try to take home a back-to-back title. But it all starts, you can't look ahead too far to that. It all starts tonight with the Cotton Bowl quarterfinal against the Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm. Now, Joey, have the Buckeyes ever went up against Miami in a national championship before?
Yeah, so that's a really good piece of history that you bring up. Not only this is the 3rd straight year that the Buckeyes are in the Cotton Bowl. 2 years ago, it was just a regular bowl game before the playoff expansion. Last year, as I mentioned, was the semifinal, and now it's the quarterfinal. But when you talk about the game against Miami, it's their first meeting with the Hurricanes since 2011. So it's been a while since they played at all. But the last time that they met in a national championship scenario was 2003. You're going to get to see the old highlights here. And this was Ohio State's first national championship in 34 years with Jim Tressel as coach. So they're not meeting on quite as big of a stage. Obviously, that was the BCS national championship, and this is just the quarterfinal. But still, plenty of implications for the Buckeyes. This is the first step tonight in trying to get back to that national championship. So quarterfinal first here against Miami, then they move on to the semifinal, and then one more win would send them into the national championship game to try to bring home back-to-back titles. So it should be an exciting matchup.
Agreed. I know everyone's looking forward to it. Joey, thank you so much for breaking that down for us. We'll listen to more for you later today.
Thanks, guys.
All righty, it's time to take a quick break, but when we get back, we've got those React to That responses, and guess what? What's coming up in Living Dayton? Don't go away. Welcome back, you guys. We're taking a look at your React to That responses. Wanted to know what was your favorite memory from the year 2025. I shared mine. Lee shared hers. So we're going to hear from you guys. So James says that his favorite memory, my wife and I got to take a vacation together for the first time in years.
Aww.
That's what I said. That's perfect. I love that. That's very nice, James. Kim says, ringing the bell at Springfield Cancer Center. Yes. Congratulations, Kim. Good for you. That makes me happy. Finally, Channing says, why the launch of 2 News Now, of course, or maybe the Switch 2. Okay, both of those are good. I do think the launch of 2 News Now gets an honorary mention from me as well.
Yes.
All righty, we've been talking about it all day, bringing in the new year. The organizers on Tuesday gathered to drop the ball for a practice test, you guys. That's what's happening here. Up it went, the 139-foot pole for its grand debut. Wow. The ball features over 5,000 circular Waterford crystals and LED lights. This year, the ball will drop for a second time to kick off America's 250th birthday. Good to know. All right, we are looking ahead now to what's coming up in Living at Dayton. Emily is here. Emily, good morning.
Hey, good morning, ladies. So yes, we are looking to the new year. Happy New Year's Eve, everyone.
Right, happy New Year's Eve to you.
Yes, and the Best Reviews team is sharing some really good discounts that you can use to refresh and recharge for that new year. Also, Minko Meadows is stopping by with some amazing appetizers you can have for your New Year's Eve parties. So
perfect.
Very excited for that.
You guys, thank you so much for joining me here on our last show. Emily and Lee Jeffries, you guys have a beautiful start to your new year. We'll see you next year.
New year.
Bye-bye.